Speaker, the Gulf oil spill has been terrible for the Gulf Coast. But as bad as it has been, the federal government's moratorium on deepwater drilling can be worse. And the tragedy of it is that it actually is not going to measurably improve safety. Now, it's not me saying that. It's the National Academy of Engineering, 8 of them, the president appointed them, and asked them to approve and to look at his plan. They issued a statement after the blanket moratorium. Their quote, these are the petroleum engineers. A blanket moratorium is not the answer. It will not measurably reduce risk. The tragedy has very specific causes. The blanket moratorium will have the indirect effect of harming thousands of workers, further impact state and local economies. We would, in effect, be punishing a large swath of people who were and are acting responsibly and providing a product the nation needs. Overcome emotion with fact. What does that mean? Overcome emotion with fact. We're all angry. Everybody in here is angry at BP. Everybody in here in some way wants to punish those responsible. On the other hand, it's not big oil being punished. It's not BP. It is the workers. It is the blue-collar welders, roustabouts. It is the service industry. It is the caterers. They are the ones who are going to be punished. People, and by the way, the BP fund to recompense them is only $100 million. Estimated wages lost are $700 million. It is not going to come close to covering it. These people don't want an unemployment check. They want a paycheck. Now, by the way, in case you think I overestimate, these are the most conservative estimates of the economic impact. Over 8,000 jobs lost in the Gulf Coast, 12,000 nationwide, $700 million in lost wages, $2.1 billion in lost economic activity in the Gulf Coast, and nearly $2.7 billion lost nationwide. Now, it's not just the president's engineers. It's also the president's co-chairs of his presidential commission. Bob Graham said, former senator from Florida, there is a disconnect between Washington and the Gulf Coast in the sense of urgency needed in winding down the moratorium. Bill Riley said, questions were raised by witnesses. Unanimously, they opposed the moratorium, even among the fishermen. Now, the other Riley quote, it is not clear to me why it should take so long to reassure oneself about safety considerations in those rigs. So we have the engineers, we have the co-chairman of the Presidential Commission, we also have a federal judge. When the federal judge threw out the first moratorium, he said, the administration simply cannot justify the immeasurable effect on the plaintiffs, the local economy, the Gulf region. So we've heard from engineers, we've heard from co-chair, we've heard from a federal judge. Most importantly, let's hear from the families. Charlie Melanson earlier spoke movingly of families in his district who fear they will lose it all because of this moratorium. There are people who've walked up to me and said, hey, I would be with you, but my concern is my district won't understand. These people don't fear a district, they fear dissolution of their financial health. Think about it. These are blue-collar people who made decisions about buying a house, about buying a car. They're going to have a 6-month interruption in income. Can any one of those families tolerate 6 months of lost wages? I ask you to overcome emotion with fact, agree with the engineers, agree with the co-chair, agree with the federal judge, but most importantly, agree with the families in this moratorium now. Thank you. I yield back.